Yo, 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 traders. Welcome to Simply Forex. Welcome to the live stream. Trader Tom here, and I'm with you for the next 40 minutes or so, guys. All right. The plan of attack. I know you probably think, do we have a plan on this live stream? We do. It's very detailed, very thorough, and it's a plan, right? So we are going to do the following. We're going to look at the trades that I am in. I actually find myself in quite a few trades right now. So I'm going to explain all of those and a couple of new ones today specifically. Then we are going to take as many questions as we can from you guys. All right. So don't be shy. Come say hello. Ask a question, say, Tom, I like your new haircut because I had my haircut today, and ask me a question. Don't be shy. Your questions are my fuel, guys. All right. So, yeah, please feel free to pick my brain. And it can be to do with anything to do with trading, right? More obscure, the better. I like obscure ones. I like it when I can go on a rant. We like a good rant now and again. Yeah, so that's the plan, guys. Let's also take a look at the economic calendar, because we had some pound news earlier on, right? And I'm now in a couple of pound trades, right? And this was, I would say, overall better than expected for the pound, right? We had CPI figures here that was a little bit better, right? 2.2 to 2.3. We had the CPI month on month. There was no forecast, but the previous month was 0%, and now it's 0.6. So that's quite bullish. But then we had the PPI, and that was, a lot worse than expected at 0.1. So, yeah, so a bit of a mixed bag, slightly better for the pound, I would say. And what that led to was some pound strength, right, initially. So I want to sell pound Aussie dollar, and this is a trade I got into, okay? So why do I want to sell pound Aussie dollar? So this is the day chart, and we are clearly in a downtrend, right? We're getting lower highs, lower lows. We're getting super bearish candles. And we have room to move into back down to these last lows in here, even potentially a bit further, even down to this 1.93 thousand level. Okay, so that's the idea. Now, if we drop to the H4, right, let's look at the H1. So on the back of that news, price shot up. Okay, so I wasn't really interested in entering here. I wanted to let the news settle, right? And then once the news settled, if we look at the H4 chart, you can see we had a nice bearish H4 wick form, right? It's a bit of a doji, but I would say that's more of a larger top candle than it is a bottom candle, right? So a little bit more bearish than bullish. And don't forget, we're clearly in this downtrend, okay? So we're clearly in a downtrend. We're close to the moving average, which I like because this represents value. We got a nice bearish candle after the news, and I entered, right? So I started selling around here, and my stop loss is up here, okay? And the idea is to just take price back down to these last lows where I will take some profit if the trade plays out, and then, leave some profit to run. All right, so that's the new trade I got in today, pound Aussie dollar sells. And I also got into silver, because if we look at silver, it's at a really nice area now as well, right? If we look at the day chart, for me, this just broke structure, and I mean just, right? So if we look at follow the day chart, right? Remember, when I trade, I want to be with daily trend, right? Occasionally, I will trade a weekly setup, but, the large majority of my trades are following daily trend, all right? And if we just follow silver down, you could see this last high was broken with this bullish green candle. All right. And if you're not sure, guys, you can see this these numbers up here. So if I hover over this candle here, you will see the high was 31.133. So I need to break the high of that candle, right? Look at those numbers at the top. And then if I go to this candle, I'm interested in the close of the body. And that was 31.159. So the high was 31.13 and the close of this body was 31.15. So it's just broken this high. And for me, that is a structure break. And all I want to do, guys, is take it up to this level. You know, the moving average 20 is really my moving target, if you like, yeah, if not this level here. So that's the daily. And then if we look at the H4, it's just retraced to a really nice level. Okay. Again, I want to be with H4 structure. And I am, right? Where we've got higher lows. We don't know where the new low will be. Hopefully here for my trade. And we're getting higher highs. All right. And, you know, I started entering in here. Yeah, buying this market. My stop is all the way down here, and really, I eventually want to try and take price all the way back up to this level here. Okay, so yeah, there you go, guys. That is my silver trade as well. So they're the two new trades that I'm in today. I'm also still in New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, and I'm in euro pound. So yeah, I find myself in a lot of trades, guys. Rarely. With hedging aside, I'm not normally in any more than 4 trades, right? Any more than 4 trades becomes difficult to manage. Okay, so yeah, that's where I find myself. Right, let's see who is in the house. Let's say hello to the amigos. And guys, don't be shy. Come say hello. Please leave me a question. Your questions is what I look forward to on this live stream, guys. All right. I can talk you through my trades and the charts all day, but I really want to answer some of your questions. So leave as many questions as you like. McFlave, good morning. Mike F, hi, how are you? Mick, McFlave, your cue to go live sounds like those old racing video games. Yes, it does, McFlave. You're showing your age again. But yes, it does. There you go. See, the editor, bang on cue. We are like Morecambe and Wise. We are like Laurel and Hardy with our telepathy. Kat, hello. Tony Gold, how are you, mate? Colin, yo, yo, yo. Michael, hi, mate. CJ. Godwin, how are you, Godwin? Haven't seen you for a while. Shreyas, hi, hi, hi. CJ, I had for lunch. CJ, I always like to tell CJ what I had for lunch. I had hummus, bread, olives, cheese, like these little pickle things. Quite an Arabic lunch I had today, guys. I am in an Arabic country after all. Right, Michael is in pound New Zealand dollar sales. Okay, so we can take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. So I actually got in pound Aussie dollar, but let's take a look at pound New Zealand dollar as well. Okay, yeah, and this, obviously, Michael, we need this level here to hold. But, the only thing that puts any doubt with this trade really is the news that came out, right? Because if I show you the daily chart, right, we're clearly in a downtrend, right? Clearly in a downtrend, we're below the moving average 20, and we've got a nice bit of room to move into still, back down to this level, right? Let me drag this support across. So just looking at the daily chart, you're thinking happy days, sell pound New Zealand dollar. Then on the H4, we've got this downtrend here. And that level right there is basically the last high that we should, be looking at. We don't want that to break. Okay. So if you've got this large wick, this large, this wick rejection, yeah, it makes sense to start selling pound New Zealand dollar as well. Like I say, I'm in pound New Zealand dollar sells. But the only thing in the back of the mind, right, I still entered pound Aussie dollar, is the pound news that we had earlier, right? And it is more bullish than it is bearish. Okay, but not massively so. If this was all green, sorry, not the last one. If this was all green, yeah, even PPI, then I probably wouldn't have entered, right? But it wasn't. So, yeah, I get the trade, Michael. You know, we want this level to hold. And, you know, with your stop losses, guys, give the trade a little bit of room, because a lot of the time you get wicks like this, right, that close back into the level. Yeah, there's nothing worse than getting your stop loss taken out only for the candle to wick back below the resistance level. I would say there's nothing worse in trading, and it's one of the reasons I hedge, all right, to stop this from happening. Okay, now if that happens, right, it's still looking good, right, for a sell trade. So yeah, a real pivotal level for pound New Zealand dollar right here, guys. All right, so yeah, but I still like pound trades. Pound New Zealand dollar sell, euro pound buy, pound Aussie dollar sell. Yeah, those are the trades for today. Right, what else are we looking at? Okay, so CJ has got a good question here, CJ. I enjoy these sorts of questions, so thank you for asking it. Tom, I wanted your opinion on how to manage a drawdown period and how to get out of it. So, without giving a very simplistic answer, right, all I do every single day is the same dull, boring trading. But I enjoy trading, right? I enjoy trading. You know, I enjoy doing it as my job. But even if I have 5 losing trades on the bounce, right? And it has happened, right? I remember happening earlier this year, right? I think maybe even 6, right? You know, that is going to equate to about a 6% drawdown, right? Which obviously is not the position you want to be in. Now, it's very easy for me to say this, but from a psychological point of view, all you need to do is do exactly the same. It doesn't matter if your previous trade was plus 3% or your last trade was minus 1%. You just do this exactly the same setup on your next trade, right? That's how it has to be. You know, people ask me, "Oh, Tom, how's your trading going?" And I don't think of it. You know, I think of performance in terms of, you know, I think of results in terms of percentages. But when people ask me about my trading, I pretty much say, yeah, the same. Right? It's going the same as it always does, right? I'll have winning trades, I'll have losing trades. But ultimately, over the space of a year, I'll have more winning trades than losing trades, right? My edge will play out. Now, you need to have faith in that and faith in your system, and that comes from time, right? And trading for a long period of time. And it comes from not chopping and changing your strategy. That will give you faith in what you're doing. Now, when you are in that position of minus 5%, minus 6% drawdown, right? As traders, we've all been there, if not more, okay? You just have to keep doing the same thing and trading your system. It's the same as if you have 5 winning trades and you're super cocky and over the moon. You're like, oh, I'll enter this trade. It's not quite an A1 setup, but let's go for it. I'm invincible. You know, losing trades and winning trades, you have to be careful of from a psychological point of view, right? But it's as simple as that. Nothing changes. Just keep trading your system to the point it's dull, right? You see your setup on the chart, you enter, right? Next day, no entry. Next day, I see my setup, I enter. I've got another trade that day, I enter, right? I apply my risk and money management, put in my stop loss and TP, right? And psychologically, I'm quite numb to it, right? The worst thing you can do is, and easier said than done, is let losing trades or winning trades dictate your next trade and your decision making with the next trade. Your decision making needs to be identical on every trade. And you will slowly, over time, claw your way back out of drawdown. But again, don't even think of clawing your way out. You're just trading your system. There's nothing else you can do. Just trade your plan, rinse and repeat. Trade your plan, rinse and repeat. Trade your plan, rinse and repeat. And then in 6 months' time, you'll go, oh, what was I worried about when I had 5% drawdown? Yeah, I'm now 15% up. What was I worried about? But it's tricky when you're in that situation. I get it, CJ. You know, you're like, oh, bloody hell, none of the trades are going where I want. But it's not your system or your strategy. It's just the market isn't conducive to your strategy, right? And it could be, you know, a volatile market because of X, Y, Z or whatever. So just keep trading it, right? Just keep trading your system. And I, you know, and that's a very simplistic answer, but that's how you do it, right? You just keep trading that system. So how you get out of it, just keep trading your system. Do the same thing. I hope that helps, CJ. And I hope that's not too simplistic, but take your emotions out of the equation if you can. And the easiest way to take your emotions out of the equation is to know your setup inside out. Not only your entry setups, but also your exit setups, right? If you know them inside out, you'll just trade them, right? And once all the dust settles, you'll find out if, you know, what percentage you're up or down, right? So yeah, just keep doing that. Prathish, hello. Okay, we've got another question here. Before we do, guys, I love your questions. I enjoyed that question. Please feel free to ask as many as you like, guys. And if you enjoy the live stream, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and smash the like button. While you smash the like button, I'm going to have a drink of neat gin. I've gone from vodka to gin. Every good trader should have some alcohol by them. I'm joking. That's terrible advice. Okay, we'll take a look at New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar in a minute, guys, and I'll explain why that is sounding. Also, guys, please, can I just ask everyone to join our trading community if you haven't already? So we have traders sharing knowledge, ideas, trades. You can have a chat. So come join our free Discord channel. Within the Discord channel, we also have the free, we have the VIP Trading Academy, which you can get free access to if you sign up to one of our preferred brokers. And also, guys, for all you traders out there, if you look above my head, if you're looking for extra capital and funding as a trader up to $400,000, then please check out Blueberry Funded. And right now, they are giving you 25% off any funded challenge if you use code simply25. All right, so check that promo out, use our affiliate link. Right, what else are we looking at? So yeah, we've got a question. Oh, let's go to New Zealand CAD quickly, right? Because I'm in this trade. And let me get rid of these fib levels, guys. It is at a nice fib level, by the way. Okay, now, a couple of things here, right? So I entered this New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar trade, right? And I entered roughly in here for a buy trade. This is a bit of trade management, right? My stop loss is down here, okay? And, or hedge, whatever you use, right? And my target was going to be basically back up to this level here, right? And I was getting roughly 1:1. Now, as the trade progressed, price come down, was in this H4 uptrend, everything's looking good at this point. I'm thinking, Tom, you're a genius. Everything's looking good. But now, you know, it is breaking down, right? H4 structure is breaking down. Have we had a H4 structure break? I'm going to say no until we break this level here, right? And that's why my alarm has sounded. Now, if this H4 candle stays broken below this level, I will get out of this trade early. Okay, to be honest with you, I'll probably hedge it down to here and see what price does down here. Right now, that's where I'm at with this trade. So this is my key level, and that's why my alarm's gone off. You know, if price reacts here, then great. It has potential to at least make it back up to these highs. And then I've got a decision to make here. I'd probably take a large majority of profit in the trade off the table. But yeah, it really depends what H4 does here. And we've still got an hour and a half before this candle finishes. So yeah, we'll see. I know it's broken. Like, I've put this trend line in as well, right? And I know we've broken out of this trend line, but the candle that broke out of this trend line has broken to an area of support, right? So it doesn't make sense for me to exit that trade right there. At least let me give it another H4 candle, right? And see what it does at this level. Okay. If it comes shooting down and takes out my initial stop loss, then so be it, right? So be it. But if it holds this level, right, we get a bullish H4 candle, I think there's a strong chance to make it at least back up to here. All right. So we shall see. We'll keep an eye on New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. This is a trade I've been in, you know, since Monday. And that sums up the trades, really, guys, at the moment. Like, I've been in Euro, New Zealand CAD since Monday, and price has just gone, Tom, I'm going to do absolutely nothing. I say, thank you, price. That's really kind of you. You know, so this is where we find ourselves, right? Price action isn't always perfect, and trades don't always just hit target straight away, right? A lot of the time, they need some managing. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on this trade. And it's the same with euro pound, actually, right? Now, if we look at H4 trend, right? This is the last low. Okay, it is, right? And price needed to break that. And to be quite honest, price broke that level by a pip because of that pound news. Now, as per my exit plan, I should exit this trade. And what I've actually done is exit 50% of my trade, right? Just to reduce the impact of this trade, right? My stop loss was down here to start with, you know, because it's not doing what I expect it to. But if it breaks this level and just we get another candle that comes through here, I will close the remainder of the trade. Right, but you know, if price starts creeping back up, I'll stay in it. And excuse me, guys, that's the hummus. And the reason for that is the day chart, right? I still really like the day chart, and I still really like this level, like really lots. What terrible English. Yeah, I really like this level. Look how the day chart has been respecting it, right? Resistance. Support, yeah, will it prove to be support again? So that's where I am, and that's all of my trades that I'm in right now. So yeah, managing a bit, you know, we'll see. You know, the one thing you mustn't do is, you know, I'm a bit offside with some of these trades. The number one thing you mustn't do is panic, right? Just trade what you see, which is basically price action, yeah, and just keep an important thing is keep reassessing your trade, right? Does the day, you know, for example, euro pound, does the day chart still make sense for a buy? Yes, it does, right? you know, pound Aussie dollars coming up against us some more here, right? As you can see, right, I'm in it from here, prices come back up to here, but does it make sense from a higher time frame point of view? Yes, it does, right? So don't panic, you know that you have the day chart on your side. It doesn't mean the trade will always play out if you're with daily trend, but it means there's a higher probability of it playing out, especially if you're with H4 structure. And that's the simple premise of my strategy, right? And that's the simple premise of price action, really. All right, so yeah, we shall see. Do not panic. Think of England. I don't know. Right, CJ, you're welcome, mate. Michael, drawdown is the big issue, especially when you are in a challenge. Have to be in an alert all the time. Take some profit always. Yeah, now challenges, you know, like prop firm challenges, you know, blueberry funded challenges. You know, obviously, if people are funding you, they are going to put some criteria onto your trades, and you know, they're going to give you some trading conditions and criteria, right? You can't blame them. You can't be like, yeah, you go and trade 10%, right? You know, you're just going to blow accounts, right? So I understand that there's tight restrictions on challenges, prop firm accounts, you know, funded challenges, etc., right? But that does make it a little bit trickier for yourselves, guys, right? But, you know, just know what your daily drawdown limit is, you know, and look how many potential trades you have lining up, and you can sort of gauge, you know, the amount of risk you can put on the trade. But generally speaking, your trade, you know, whether you risk 1% or 2%, that should be universal across every trade, right? So standard, I risk 1%. If I'm hedged, I might go up to 3%. But generally speaking, I'm trading 1%. And if your daily drawdown limit is 5%, you have to have 5 trades go against you in a day, right? Or a couple of days, let's say. So although there are restrictions, they're not crazy restrictions, right? You can still manage your risk, and you know, make these funded challenges count, and you know, earn some good money from them, right? We've got some real great success stories in the VIP trading academy, right? As part of our free Discord, guys are always, you know, saying, oh, we passed this challenge or did this, you know, so brilliant, right? I love hearing those stories. Yeah. So yeah, just keep your eye on that risk. Don't over leverage is the wrong word. Don't over risk, right? Don't risk too much. Yeah, just risk 1% of trade and keep going. Right, what else are we looking at? Man with no name, can I take a look at Bitcoin again? Man with no name, you love a bit of Bitcoin, as do millions of others. And all the Bitcoin massive are very happy campers at the moment. I mean, just look at Bitcoin. But again, man with no name, not the predicament, it's not a predicament, it's just, you know, there's no value for me, right? We are clearly in an uptrend, right? This is the daily chart. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can see a bit of a bigger picture here, right? So this was that key level, right? This around this 75,000 mark, right? 74,000, right? There was a key level through here. Trump got involved, and in the words of Batman, kapow, right? You know, it's flying, but there's a few buts to this, right? Firstly, I can't trade that from a purely technical standpoint. There's no value up here. Even if it carries on up, I don't care, right? It's not a value trade for me. I would need to see a retrace, at least to the moving average 20, you know, somewhere like here. And then I would consider buying Bitcoin with a stop below here, to be honest with you, right? Looking at only the daily chart. So, yeah, that's what I would look to do with Bitcoin, Yeah, we just need that value. And just there's a bit of a technical thing here as well, guys, right? This is the chart I want, right? I don't always get this chart, but this is the chart I want. Maybe it does this for a little bit, right? But that's the uptrend I want to see, right? Because it's nice and easy to trade, right? You can see we're in an uptrend, get a retrace, enter somewhere in here, right? You might not pick the bottom, you rarely will, but you can get value, right? Price shoots off again, it retraces. This time, let's say you get in here that matches up with that. That's what I want to get into. It breaks again, it comes back down here. This time I have a great entry, right? And I want to trade that. That's the chart you want to see. And that chart is easy, not easy. Trading's not easy, but it's easier to trade than that, right? Which is exactly what we have Bitcoin doing. There's no retrace. There's no area for us to get in on, right? So, once I see a big move like this with very little retrace, I just have to wait for some kind of retrace to happen before we can start buying. And the opposite for a downtrend, right? This is the market I want. This is the market I don't want, right? So, yeah, just from a technical standpoint, being a retrace trader and a trader that trades from value, wait for the retrace. It's as simple as that for me. Right. Kennedy, Marithi, hello, Simply Forex. If one has a full-time job, what can one do, please? Because price might reverse when not near. Okay, so yeah, good question, Kennedy. A lot of you guys, I'm sure, have full-time jobs. Maybe some of you are multimillionaires and don't need to work, but I'm assuming the majority of you work, right, and have a full-time job, exactly like I did before I become a full-time trader, right? It's difficult to juggle the two, okay? Now, my answer to that is trade the higher. So when I say trade the higher time frames, I have to give you some perspective, right? So I would still every morning do this, right? I would go through every currency pair. I would look at the daily chart, right? Do I have a trade, right? Or yes or no? Aussie dollars, do I have a trade? Yes or no, right? And I would just go through 28 currency pairs, spend, it normally takes me about 45 minutes, right? Maybe it will take you a bit longer, but try and allocate some time just purely for analysis before you start work, right? Get up, have your, porridge and banana and do your analysis. Then once you've done your analysis, you're set for the day, right? Because one of my trades today was pound Aussie dollar, right? Which I'm currently in. And one of my signals, I've moved my trading signals now, but one of my signals was here, right? Because this is where I wanted to put my stop loss, and this was my target. So one of my stop losses, one of my alarms were here, right? Because I could get 1:1 risk to reward. So all I would do is say in the morning, do your analysis. And then if you like a level, just right click, add an alert, create the alert, right? And then you can see there's an alarm in there. Okay. And then when you're at work, price goes off and you see the alarm being hit, you could then maybe pretend to go a toilet or something, or a cigarette break. Don't smoke, it's bad for you. And then just take a quick look, say, right, my alarm's gone off. Let's take a quick look. Do I want to trade it? What are the candlesticks looking like? Is there news coming out, etc., etc.? And if you still like the look of it, enter. So if you work full time, right, but you want to sort of crack this trading, then just set up alarms everywhere. I mean, I trade full time, but I still set alarms because I don't want to stare at the screen all day. right? So that's exactly what I do. You'll see alarms everywhere. You'll see some old alarms, but yeah, these are alarms that I'm interested in now. And I'm interested in this alarm because my stop loss is up here, or hedge, right? And I'm interested in this alarm because this is my take profit. And then really the only time I'm going to jump into action like Bruce Lee, Darth Vader, Steven Seagal type mode is when those alarms go off. Then I need to make a decision, right? I need to, decide what's going on with the chart. So yeah, just set alarms, Kennedy. Do your analysis in the morning before you go to work. Set your alarms up. You've done all the hard work, and just wait for your phone to beep with your alerts. Right? Hope that helps. CJ feels like it is what it is saying is the best thing for trading, no matter what happens. Ha ha. Yeah. Yes. The thing with trading, right, is, and this is such an important point, right? Don't think of the result, right? That's who put your hands up. I can't see who's got their hands up, but the editor can. And if you haven't got your hands up, the editor will be around your house, right? He's like Santa Claus. He can cover large geography in short time, right? So put your hand up, guys. If you've ever said to yourself, sorry guys, lost my trail of thought. Bear with me. If you've ever said to yourself, right, I want to make 1% today, right? Or, by Christmas, hopefully I'll have 3% in the account if I keep trading like I am, right? It's absolute nonsense. It is just nonsense, right? Or put your hands up if you've said to yourself, I just want 1% a day every day, right? I'll put my hand up, right? I started my trading journey thinking like that. And I thought in dollar amounts, to be honest with you, or pound amounts, right? I was like, right, if I can make, £300 a day, and this, that, and the other, then, by Christmas, I should have this in the account. I can start growing the account, blah, 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 right? Absolute nonsense. Do not let them thoughts enter your head, right? Nonsense. So that's focusing on the result, right? That's what you mustn't do as a trader. What you must do is focus on the process and becoming a good trader, right? Like, I'm not knocking any other YouTubers or whatever, right? But, how many YouTubers are like, right, I've got this system that makes 10% a month every month. I just think, shut up, right? You haven't, right? And, they're just trying to, get people in with promises of big profits, right? And trading is not about, it is about profit. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't making a profit, right? I would, couldn't be living in Dubai for sure, right? So, but don't worry about that, right? Don't worry about the result. Worry about becoming the best trader you want. And to be honest with you, a lot of people aren't willing to put in the work, right? They just want a system. Like these guys who say, I make 10% every month. Please buy my system. And you pay them $500, you get a system, and it's, it's probably like a MACD crossover with an RSI, and it's very mechanical, and you trade it. And what happens is you don't make 10% every month, and you struggle to trade the system because you just don't get it and it doesn't fit you. So sorry, there is no get rich quick scheme with trading. What you need to do, like with any skill that you learn, is put in the time, understand price action, how the markets move, understand your trade entries, understand how to manage trades, right? Or understand how to manage your psychology, understand how to have a firm grip of your money management. These are the things you need to focus on, right? And then once you nail down all of those things, you will start seeing consistency in your trading. But again, it doesn't matter about the result. It's about consistency that brings results. And to get consistency, you need to juggle the three things that make up your trading edge. That is your strategy, your plan, your money and risk management, and your psychology. If you nail them down every single day, you will get consistency. And what I suggest you do is give yourself a mark out of 10 for every trade you take. Right? Now, if you've followed your strategy and plan to the letter, wonderful, right? If you followed your money and risk management, like I'm only risking 1% on this trade, wonderful. If you manage your emotions when you take the trade, you feel very calm, you feel like the trade is a good idea, there's no stress going on, you're very placid, calm, great. Then you should give yourself a 10 out of 10 for your performance. Now, whether that trade goes and makes you 1 or 2%, or it goes and knocks out your stop loss, is irrelevant. It really is, right? It's irrelevant. What's important is that you follow your system and you perform as a trader to the best you can. And that's all you can do, is control the controllables. The rest will take care of itself. And if you juggle those few things that I mentioned, you will get consistency in your trading. And part of that consistency is sticking with the same plan, right? Don't keep chopping your plan every couple of weeks when you have a losing trade. So focus on performance. I know this sounds crazy, but it really doesn't matter if the trade is a winning trade or a losing trade. I don't even think of it like that. It was either a successful trade or unsuccessful. It's not a winner or loser. But every time you give yourself 10 out of 10 for a trade, you are winning. If you end up giving yourself a 4 out of 10, you're like, it wasn't an A1 setup. I knew it wasn't a great setup, right? Don't score yourself highly. I'm risking a bit more than I should on this trade. Yeah, I'm risking 1.5%. Normally I risk 1%. Right, bad. Yeah, I've got a lot going on in my personal life. I'm not very focused on the trade. Bad, right? Your performance is now 2 out of 10, right? Okay, now that will result in bad results eventually. Right? You might get lucky with some trades. You might get unlucky, right? But it doesn't matter. Just trade your system, focus on performance. The process is more important than the result, but the results will come if you focus on the process. I know I've rambled on about this a lot, guys, but that's probably the main thing to wire your mindset up to. Right? That's how your mindset must be as a trader, right? Trade the system, win or lose, doesn't matter. And, going back to your point, CJ, about, I'm in 5% drawdown, doesn't matter. Next trade, same. Yeah, performance, right? Did I follow my plan? Yes. Did I follow my money management? Yes. Am I in a good mental place? Yes. Good. Give yourself 10 out of 10, right? So, yeah, process over results. If I, sometimes we get people coming to the free Discord and they're like, I'm getting, we don't really get many in the free Discord, to be honest, saying this, but anyone who comes in is like, I want to earn 2% or, are interested in percentages. Straight away, those traders that are focused on results, I know won't last long, because it's not a results business. It's a performance business. Right? And it's the same, like if you use an analogy of football, right? You can't say, right, I'm gonna win this weekend 2-0. Right? You can't say that. Maybe there's a good probability, if Liverpool are playing a crap team, we might win 2-0, right? There's a strong possibility. But if you don't focus on your performance and get a little bit complacent, then Liverpool can lose that game. Right? Highly unlikely, it's Liverpool. and they're the best. But you know what I mean? That's what it's all about: performance. And you speak to any athlete, right, who's in performance, they're not trying to beat the man next to them, right? Unless it's a tennis, right, and it is let's say 100 meters sprint, right? Usain Bolt's not trying to beat the people next to him. He's just trying to focus on his own performance and perhaps beat a personal best time that he's got, right? And that's how you have to think, very solo like that when it comes to trading. All right, guys. If you're enjoying the live stream, please subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, smash the like button, guys. Please don't forget to join our free Discord channel and come join our VIP Trading Academy, which is free if you sign up with one of our brokers. And also, guys, right now, if you are looking for a funded challenge to increase your trading capital, then look no further than Blueberry Funded above my head. Right now, they are giving you 25% off any funded challenge using code Simply25. We don't know how long this offer is going to last. It's a good one. Check it out. And on that note, guys, I'd like to thank you for all your questions. Really enjoyed the questions today. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you same time again tomorrow.